Hello and welcome back everybody to the Foodbuild factory, where this time we're going to take a look at the Cutthroat-Agent. As you can see here, we're rocking the Hunter's Long Coat. We are going to use a Cultist Dagger. To be more precise, we're going to use two of them. One of them is going to be an instigating power attack one, and the other one's a furious swing speed one. As you can already imagine, the instigating one will be our go-to weapon, and the furious one will be brought out for bigger targets, like for example a Scorch Beast. As for the aesthetics, furthermore, we're going to have a, well, it's quite dark here. Anyways, the skull mask and the Raider Skinner mask, I think, Skinner hood, I think it's called, from the Atomic Shop. But, well, this is pretty much not important for the build, it's just for the looks of it. So, in the first part we're going to take a look at some gameplay. I'm going to roam around the Cranberry Bog a little bit, and in the second part we're going to take a closer look at our equipment and our build, especially the perks and mutations. So as you can see here, well, Scorched are pretty weak targets, so we don't use our power attacks. Instigating and power attack work very well together. As you can imagine, the instigating effect doubles our damage if the target is at full health, which if you play solo is most of the time. It's very rare that enemies are damaged, and if so, well, they're damaged already, so you probably won't need all that much more damage from your legendary effects. What you will notice is when you go against higher targets, the one-handed melee weapon like this dagger, they don't have the biggest base damage, so you won't be able to one-shot sheep squatches or scorch beasts, for example, and therefore you will have slight problems. So for that case, I do have a furious swing speed cultist dagger. If we get detected, this will still be not enough for us, so we're pretty much depending on stealth. But we're rocking 4 pieces of chameleon armor at the moment and have all the necessary sneak perks and high agility, so we can stay hidden pretty much all the time. It shouldn't be all that much of a problem. Well, last time I said that we got detected pretty much immediately when fighting a Scorch Beast. I will make it like this. I will go there and kill some Scorched. If the Scorched Beast decides to land, I'm going to take on it. As I said in the last time, for these videos, I'm not a fan of carrying a shotgun with the Enforcer perk or swapping perks in and out, because it's just boring to look at. In normal gameplay, what you will see when people face Scorched Beasts, they will most likely either use a weapon already that has a crippling perk, or swap in a shotgun with the Enforcer perk or a heavy gun with one gun army, so they can effectively bring down Scorch Beasts pretty quickly. As I said, I won't do that in the video though, because it will just be me switching perks and stuff. As you can see here, we stay hidden all the time, no problem at all. I think, yeah, over there's someone. Well, I can show off something here. Oh, please tell me I still have them. Oh man, I was under the impression that I still had some tomahawks, which I wanted to show off in this character. I think I'm going to find a workbench and craft one or two, simply because I want to show off something. The ranged approach to this character, basically for targets like damn, how they're called, well, turrets. Well, turrets that are based on walls. You can take them down with tomahawks, or, well, anything goes. If you don't have a tomahawk, you can use meat cleavers, or also the throwing knives or sheep squatch quills. The thing is, I'm not sure if this counts for every legendary effect, but I at least know for the Junkies effect, and I tested it with the instigating effect as well. If you do have a weapon equipped with one of these effects, your throwables, so grenades and all the weapons I mentioned, like tomahawks, are affected by the perks. I tested this on ghouls with the same level while it was hidden, and when I used the tomahawk with the exact same build you're seeing here on screen, I wasn't able to one-shot them. But once I had the instigating dagger equipped, the tomahawk did kill them immediately. So for all I can tell, the instigating effect does affect the throwing weapons, and therefore they work quite well. They are also, if I can remember correctly, able to one-shot super mutants up to level 42. They didn't quite kill level 68 super mutants in one hit, but they should be able to take down turrets, wall-mounted turrets. Epic fight. They should be able to take down one wall-mounted turrets in one hit. It just takes a bit to adapt to the throwing style weapons. It's not as easy. They have a pretty significant drop down, and especially on range they tend to not be all that precise, but it's quite fun if you land a hit, and they're easy to craft. They only require wood and steel. By the way, we don't have that much variety in terms of enemies so far. Well, here we can craft some tomahawks really quickly. I found the tomahawk to be fitting for this character. I guess the sheep squad shards would work quite well too. Anything goes, actually. Throwing knives also. Meat cleaver, well, I'm not that much a fan of them, especially for this character, but let's actually equip them real quick. So maybe if I find fitting enemies, I will show off the difference between using a legendary effect and not using one. But I guess we won't be able to do it on whatever spawns here. Yeah, the blood box probably will go down anyways. So okay. Well, let's see. That wasn't a hit. Yeah, okay, they go down anyways, so it's hard to test it on those guys. But I will probably be able to show you the damage difference on the super mutants here. I hope this doesn't blow our stealth, because we won't be able to one-shot enemies. But, well, we'll see. As for the standard weapon, the dagger, I mean, it's pretty straightforward. We're using the stealth multipliers to our advantage here, and the swing speed is very nice. So here we have a level 48. We have an instigating dagger equipped, and as you can see here, we pretty much killed the enemy. Next time I find level 41, I will show you the tomahawk while we have a furious dagger equipped, and you'll see the difference. Perfect. So furious dagger, and as you can see here, there was a big difference. So the instigating effect does work. We're back to the instigating weapon, by the way, and as you can see here, way more damage. By the way, I used the power attack for the level 68 super mutant, but I think it shouldn't be necessary. Well, yeah, it is necessary. I think you can get headshots with melee weapons too, but unless you get a headshot in, you will need a power attack for level 68 ones. Which isn't a problem though, especially the time is no problem because we're in stealth all the time. So around here there should be some mutant hounds or something like this, but well, can't find them at the moment. I think we can leave. There won't be all that much we will miss out here. Maybe a super mutant and I guess 1 or 2 hounds that are roaming around. And I hate this place when it's dark. Alright, now we should be outside. So last thing I'm going to show off is we're going to go to the Robco Center over here and kill some robots, and then I'm going to go over the equipment real quickly, show you the mutations that I'm using, and then we're going to take a look at our perks, and then we'll call it a video. Okay, so as you can see, we're straight back into caution. Well, we went back into danger really quickly, but okay, there's a Colonel Gutsy. Those guys can be a pain in the ass, especially the ballistic ones, but as long as we are in stealth, nothing should be all that much of a problem to us. Just to make sure, we're using the instigating dagger. Okay, this will be... Okay, we quickly try to regain stealth here. Just double check that I didn't have the light on. Okay, I think we're stuck here. Yeah, we are stuck. Sorry you have to watch this, by the way. Man. So, by the way, I'm not going to re-record the video because of this. I hope these few seconds aren't too much to bear. So where is the sentry bot? There it is. I'm really interested now if I can one-shot this guy, or one hit, so to speak. I guess he's going to turn around soon, so we will try to get near him from here. But with a power attack, yeah, pretty much one-shotted him. Due to the fast swing speed of the weapon, the follow-up hits are no problem. As a comparison, this is how fast the non-swing speed version goes. And when I use the Furious swing speed one, this is really crazy. Like, DPS can go through the roof, especially if you stay hidden. So if you're facing something bigger, pop out that Furious dagger and you should have no problem at all. Still waiting for a good drop while recording, but well, the only decent thing I got in the last days was anti-armor faster fire at Tesla rifle, but that was off screen. Well, anyways, we do have some robo brains down there. We're going to take them out, and then we're going to look at our build. Guess we're dropping in from the ceiling. For some reason we're getting detected quite easily. I had less of a problem earlier. But I guess it was my fault now. We really went in guns blazing. Or knives blazing in this case. By the way, as for the weapons, pretty much every bladed weapon goes quite well with this build, I think. Another weapon I used was an instigating swing speed machete with the sacrificial blade equipped. That worked quite well too, aesthetically at least. But, well, anyways, let's take a look at our mutations. As you can see here, we're having Adrenal Reaction, Bird Bones, Egghead, Healing Factor, Marsupial and Speed Demon. We could use Talons, obviously, would be a perfect fit for this character, but as I'm switching characters all the time, I tend to not change them so minorly, because obviously the only thing it would do would be a straight benefit for us. The reduced gun accuracy is no problem at all because we never use guns with this character, so we would just straight out have more damage if we're going to use it. Bird Bones and Marsupial for maneuverability. Adrenal Reaction, well, we won't use it all that much, but if we're at low health it can be a niche benefit. Egghead for another intelligence. The minus strength will be negated a bit by the class freak mutation. Healing Factor, well, usually not really liked, but I do have a chest piece with the regenerating effect, and as far as I can tell, the regenerating effect on armor pieces, which usually is pretty bad, gets buffed by the health regen of 300% from Healing Factor, so it actually heals quite fast. Let's see if we have something explosive on us or something like that. Sadly not. So but I can just heal off, and you can see as our health comes back pretty much as quickly as our right away heals the radiation. So onto the equipment. Here we have our instigating power attack dagger. I had an instigating swing speed one too, but I figured that the power attack one would just be more suited for us. And our secondary weapon will be this furious swing speed cultist dagger. As you can see, base damage is the same, and by the way, I can also show off with damage numbers what I meant earlier. So, no, I can't because it's instigating. With a Junkies one you could see the difference. Anyways, onto apparel. We do have shielded marine wetsuit for extra strength, endurance and perception. All the radar ones would go well, like with extra agility. Then we have 4 pieces of chameleon. This one has weapon weight reduction. This one has endurance only chameleon, and this one has AP refresh. So except for the AP refresh, the secondary and tertiary effects are pretty much yeah, well, more or less useless for our character. And here we do have our chest piece with increased action point refresh and regenerating effect, also the sneak effect. So we could use a chameleon piece here to have maximum stealth, but that's pretty much all we could do. And on to the perks. This is the last one we're going to take a look at. Strength of 15. Pretty much obvious with a melee character. I pretty much never go for a melee character with less than 15 strength. We have Gladiator maxed out. Bandolier simply because I have a lot of ammo on my characters, but feel free to use whatever you like. Incisor would be a good fit if you rank it up to 3. And Martial Artist for faster swing speed mainly. The weapons aren't heavy at all, so it's really just for the swing speed, but it's very noticeable. On to Perception. This character is pretty much a thief. You will see that in Intelligence we have 3 ranks of Hacker, and in Perception we have 3 ranks of Picklock. So usually people tend to just swap those perks in on the fly when they need them. because they're only really needed in places like the silos, for example. But what I learned through my experience with the game, unless you have the lockpick and hacker perks equipped, you will never bother to use them on some random terminals. So if you stumble across a terminal that has some locked loot behind it, you won't stop to swap in those perks just to get some extra loot. So you do have a benefit from having a character which has them equipped all the time. In Perception we don't need anything else, so this is really no problem at all. And as for Intelligence, you could go for 3 ranks of makeshift warrior, so your weapon degrades slower, but it's not necessary in the slightest. Endurance, we have 6 endurance, it's not all that much, but we do have Life Giver for some extra HP and fireproof. It's more than enough, especially if you put a dance mod on your chest piece. But overall, you're trying to avoid damage anyways, so it's enough if you get detected to just get out of stealth, to get out of reach of the enemies and regain your stealth. But yeah, it's not all that important of a stat for us. Charisma, we have Lone Wanderer, rank 4, which, well, this character is a Lone Wanderer, so we can just benefit from this one. There's not really a lot else we could use. We couldn't use Animal Friend or anything because we don't have a gun to point. We don't run in a team, so all that would be left would probably be things like Travel Agent. Party Boy could be good for us in order to increase our strength by a lot if we drink wine or something, but that's not really necessary. We're boosting our damage with stealth attacks. Onto Intelligence, I already told you about the hacker perks, so it's really nice to have a character that really just can get into every locked room in the game. It's a nice change of pace. Batteries included, well, feel free to use whatever you like here. It's the same problem as I do have with Bandolier over here. I do have a lot of stuff on my characters, and especially the ammo is weighing me down quite a bit, because this character is usually not a melee character, so it has a lot of ammo on it. Onto Agility, this is probably, after Strength, our second most important stat. We do have it at 15. We want to have it maxed out because it directly affects our stealth abilities. Action Boy, well, arguably not even necessary with our with the 2 powered pieces we have on, but we had 1 point over, so Action Boy here. Through Hiker, another Foodbuild perk, another perk for carry weight. As always, feel free to take something else, but I feel like Through Hiker never hurts. Ninja, this is essential for our build because it triples our damage output when we're doing sneak attacks with our melee weapons. I'm not sure, by the way, if Ninja or Covert Operative affect our sneak attacks from throwing weapons. I'd need to test it out, but if I would to take a guess, they are probably not affected, and if so, they're probably affected by Covert Operative. So arguably, if you really feel like you're using throwing weapons a lot, maybe try out the Covert Operative if it works, but that's up to you. Sneak and Escape Artist, well, those are not necessary to explain, like these are sneak perks for a sneak character, what should I say. Gunfu, something I didn't really show off in the video, but it can actually be really fun, especially if you're going through the golf club where the ghouls are, or pretty much any encounter where enemies are standing right next to each other. You can use wets quite effectively. The dagger doesn't use a lot of AP, and you can just chain together enemies like without even moving all that much. It can be fun, but it also can be quite frustrating because your camera angle moves quite a bit, so that's up to you if you use it or not. I found it to be quite cool on occasions. Light-footed, well, it goes for... It's not a necessary perk. It can be beneficial if you're vendor hopping, so you don't get killed by punji boards, but I found that it's fitting for the character as a kind of this master thief and this agent of raiders. He's probably quite affiliated with traps, so knowing how to avoid them is it's just a cool convenience perk here. Same goes for goat legs. I didn't have, well, there's always better options, like if you want to go for damage output, adrenaline is always a good option, but I felt like having some more utility perks here would fit the character quite well. Goat legs, yeah, you're a ninja, you can jump down from places, make kind of, you know, takedowns from leaps and stuff. It's not necessary at all, but it's fun. And on to our last set, we're having Luck, Bloody Mess, Class Freak 2 and Starch Jeans. Like, not a lot to say here. Extra damage. We do have Egghead, which makes us less strong. Same with Bird Bones, so Class Freak is pretty much essential on this character. Arguably a rank 3 would even be better. And Starch Jeans to keep our mutations. So overall, this was it. That's pretty much everything I can say about the Cutthroat-Agent here. So I hope you enjoyed the build. By the way, sorry for my absence for over a week, but I was on vacation. And, well, have a nice day. See you in the next video. Bye.